Hi, everybody. My name is Toby. I'm an online golf coach here. And today I have one of my online students, Alex. Welcome, Alex. How are you, mate?
Hey, Toby, not bad. How are you?
So, myself, I'm actually located in Australia. Whereabouts are you, Alex?
I'm located in Columbus, Ohio, in the United States.
Nice. And it is 7 a.m. there and it's 9 p.m. here. It's pretty
Yep.
amazing, hey?
Yeah.
All right, let's just get started. So, we're going to basically have this conversation here today to kind of just talk about the benefits of online coaching and how it's kind of worked really well through us kind of working together.
Yep.
Why did you choose online coaching?
So I actually moved from Texas to Ohio, and it's they actually have real winter here. Texas, I could pretty much play year round,
It's true.
and I couldn't here. But I also have a job that's pretty demanding.
Yeah.
So the online coaching really works for me because I can practice when it fits in with my schedule.
Yeah.
So
And
it's been fantastic.
you've got a you got like a bit of a studio at home, haven't you? You've got something. You're pretty handy. What have you built downstairs at
Yeah,
home?
Yeah, it's basically just a standard at home setup, similar to what you've got.
Yeah.
I just have a little launch monitor
Yeah.
hidden to a screen and got a little mat there. So
You're always sending your videos through playing some nice tunes.
yeah. That's my setup. I usually get some music going and go down for a practice session. So
Yeah. And I think as well, like since when you came on board, it was when I pretty much first started online coaching as well. And I guess,
hmm
not only myself being one of the pioneers of online coaching in the world, you're actually one of the first kind of online students to kind of jump on board as well, as a part of the whole
okay.
onboarding program. What we led you there because of time, I guess, constraints, the reason why you jumped onto online coaching. But
hmm
has your perception changed of online coaching? And if you had to explain it to your friends about the difference, do people ask you why you do online coaching or instead of in-person coaching? Like what is the difference, you
Oh,
think?
yeah, that's a good question. I think for me, I'm extremely technical by background.
Mm,
But the nice thing for me is I think and it's good and bad, right? So if you're trying to teach me something, what I
mm,
do or what I think I'm doing is totally different than what I may actually be doing.
mm.
So whereas if I'm in person, you may be able to physically put me in a certain position.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's just me, I got to figure out how to get myself into that position physically. So
Yeah.
sometimes doing something new takes a lot longer, but I also think that it sticks more.
Yeah.
And then it allows us to just focus, rather than you go into a lesson, you might say like, hey, I only see Toby once a month, give me 10 things to work on,
Mm.
versus I may shoot you a quick, hey, Toby, this is what my swing's looking like, and you might give me just one thing to focus on. So I just drill that for a week, and I
Yeah.
feel that the fundamentals start to stick a little bit more.
And I think as
um
well is like when I tell someone to do something, like let's just talk about your swing part, right? Like we're always trying to get you a little bit of hand depth in the backswing, right?
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think as well, like, showing someone where they need to be, this is our outcome goal, and they're coming up with strategies on how to get there, right? I think
hmm
having, an understanding of where you need to be really helps you as well. But it also helps you, that time that you put in yourself trying to find it and trying to feel what happens to get you there. Because you might feel, say, for instance, we're trying to get those hands around in the backswing. You might feel a little bit more tension around the back of the shoulder. Some things have got to loosen up to try and find yourself there. And some
yeah.
things just kind of click when you put in that hard work yourself as well. Instead of me just watching you in person and saying, yeah, you did it 10 times, that's it, you're done. But if you're at home training it, you could potentially do hours of work and go, what's next? And you can kind of focus on those
um
individual things.
Yeah. Well, so I kind of touched on it with, winter being real here. So
Mm,
I'd say the really the first time I'd committed to major swing changes was with you.
yeah.
Every other time when I was living in Texas, especially, it's kind of like, well, shoot, I'm playing, in 2 days. I don't want to change something too much.
Yeah.
And so this was the first time I really committed and said, hey, Toby, tear it down. I want to be the best I could be. And so I mean, you had me doing the basically half swing drills to try to figure out how to exit low and left. I did that for shoot, at least a week straight.
Mm,
That's all I did, just trying to
yeah.
get the feel. And when I played yesterday, I could feel, some bad habits creeping in and said, no, I gotta get low and left.
Yeah.
So
And I think as well is like drumming those drills in, and you can also find out what works. Once you find your kind of type of drill, like if you
mhm.
go to a PGA Tour event, you'll always see someone working the same drill. I could tell you
Yeah.
what Justin Rose is doing, Denny Willett's doing, mainly because of Sean Foley, but they're always working the same type of drill, right? But I
Yeah.
also think as well that when you're working there, right, so you have a winter there. Same to a lot of my students in the Northern Hemisphere. When they go through their winter, it's like a swing build, right? But like
Yeah. Yeah.
redoing your swing. But it's also you realign your goals. So your goals might be around positional hits, right? With an outcome-based goal of ball flight, but we're looking into a net. But you've actually got a radar machine there, which is good. But your goals change. And then when you come out of this type of winter and you get into summer, then your goals tend to shift towards performance and scoring.
Oh,
You
for
kind
sure.
of
Yeah.
figure
Yeah.
that as well. So you might find that drill that works, grind it in, and then we can start measuring what's actually, what you're reporting back as in your rounds. Like I hit it
Hmm.
right, or my driver's going everywhere, or I three putted 6 times. That then you can start to measure your performance there instead of being so positional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I think so. I think that's kind of adjusting your goals as you're kind of learning as well. Hey, but you said, I remember you telling me you went under par for the first time last year. How was that?
Yeah. Yeah. Last year, personal best for sure. That round was amazing. I don't think I missed a green. And I would
Always
say,
does.
everybody has a good day. But I'd say the biggest difference that I've seen is like we were talking, the fundamentals start to stick a lot more. And so my consistency has improved substantially. I would say, I'd go out and I could have been, typically in the 70s. Let's say a bad round would be in the 80s, but now I'm typically in the low 70s. And,
Yeah.
I think the difference for me is that I played sports pretty seriously throughout high school and college.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches, kind of ingrained in me. Anybody can have a good day. You're trying to raise the bar at which you can play your worst.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that's absolutely true right now.
I think that's true as well. And with when your technique gets more sound, the better the worst round should be. Hey, but like on that low round, how did you get nervous going under? Were you nervous?
Um, I was on the last hole mainly because I think I had three. I was most upset with myself because I think I had three birdies in a row.
Mm.
Um, maybe early on in the back, and so I was kind of getting in my head that I could keep going lower and lower.
Well, that's good.
Um, yeah, yeah. So I didn't play it too safe or anything like that, but I missed on 18. I had like a 12-footer for another
Yeah.
one, and I missed, and I was upset with myself for that one. But
Ah, okay.
I mean, couldn't be too mad though.
So I guess that's probably, that's enough they've kind of shared, to people who might be interested in jumping on board or whatever, kind of hearing a little bit from a player's perspective. Hey, it's time to give me a bit of a wrap. What do you think I do well? Why do you think I'm a good online golf coach?
Um, I mean, we kind of talked on it already. You teach
Yeah.
people the fundamentals.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you're trying to set up the system such that you're not teaching people how to be self-sufficient.
Mm.
Um,
Oh,
but with that being said, as much as I'd like to say you've taught me everything that I need to know going forward, I mean, how many times do I check in with you and you find or I went back to a bad habit, that kind of thing. So I think routine check-ins are important, but I'd say
yeah.
the biggest difference is you've taught me what I need to know to
Mm.
advance my game instead of just telling me what to do.
And can't, yeah, and understand your DNA pattern as well. And I think for myself, I've got a crazy brain, right? Like I remember people's swing, and their habits and their drills and their poor ball flight and strike issues before I remember their name, But I also
Hmm.
have that written down. I have a file there. So I check your key things as soon as you send me, your lesson through. I have your file open. I check your previous lessons before I even open up, and look at your golf swings. If I might look at them when I hear you talking and I just check
Yeah,
them. And I go hand depth, boom, before I hear anything, those hands aren't far enough around.
I do think that's actually one thing that was great, even when my work schedule was crazy.
Mm,
Um, even say I didn't even pick up a club for 2 weeks, though, I could go back, look at our last lesson. Hey, what did Toby tell me to work on?
yeah, it's
I'd
good.
say that's probably one of the biggest differences, especially if it's a crazy schedule. It's easier if I'm practicing every day. I know what we worked on yesterday, but
Mm.
when my life got in the way sometimes, that was probably the biggest difference.
I think that's so true, and like lastly, we'll kind of finish on that one. That's a good one. But the reason why it's a good one is that online coaching, it suits the person, right, who gets lessons all the time. And it also suits the person who can sometimes be a little bit sporadic because of the fact of, I've got all your data there and your information there. And you've also got it. So you can realign yourself pretty quickly. And you
Mhm,
can
mhm.
you might have that spare 20 minutes and go, oh boom, let's go hit some balls. What's my lesson? Not, I got spare 20 minutes. Can I book a lesson somewhere? It's like,
Right. Yeah.
it's there. I've got my information. I know what I need to do. And let's go do it. And you can just
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
But and I mean, I have that set up at home where I'll,
Mm,
usually do most of my sessions. But even if I'm out on the range, I can
yeah.
pull up a lesson right there. Same thing if I'm on, doing short game out there. We've,
Yeah.
recently touched on chipping. I
Mm,
can, go back and refresh and do
yeah.
that right there from my phone.
I often think about, at my local driving range, there's a lot of people I teach online who come to the driving range as well. And I hear them playing my video. I hear myself talking on the range. I go, God,
Yeah.
there must be a lot of people listening to my voice around the world. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
weird. It's pretty weird. But
Yeah.
hey, this has been fun, and I've actually learned a lot. And I learned a lot talking to you through this as well about what you think from the player's perspective as well. So I appreciate you taking time to come share, and people watching this, I'm sure, will benefit a lot from it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely, Toby. Anytime.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.